Math would tell us by the time we're done with day number 6, we'll be a quarter of the way through this box. Welcome back to day number 6, December 6th of this Aldi beer advent calendar. I'm getting the hunch that this should have probably been called the State of Brewing advent calendar, but I think 80% of the people would have said, who the hell is State of Brewing? So it doesn't make much sense to call it that, so they called it the Aldi beer advent calendar. So anyways, let's get on with this. We are at day number 6. If you're following along at home, this is the third from on the top row, third from the left. It's got the gnome jumping up here. One's got stripes on their hats and the polka dots and the trees and whatnot. So let's be very careful opening this up. Let's see what we get in day number 6. This is, oh God. I almost popped day number 15 open. This thing, they could have spent a couple more bucks on the cardboard construction here. Haven't said that enough. Colorful can. This is very reminiscent of a different beer that we just had recently. This is a session IPA with the daisy in it. This is 4.5% alcohol by volume, India Pale Ale, 12 fluid ounces. This is by, as you probably have guessed so far, State of Brewing, brewed and canned in Waunakee, Wisconsin. This is Best by 7/26/23. The reason I say this looks familiar is this can looks strikingly similar to the American IPA that we had. I think it was the second. The second of the month, I think, was the American IPA. So let's just run them down real quick before I open this. We had a Hefeweizen, we had an American IPA, we had a Belgian White, we had the dry Irish Stout, and yesterday was the biggest surprise. It was a sour ale. So this one doesn't say anything crazy like the flavors. Nope, nothing. The other one, I think yesterday said something like the citrus flavors derived from citra hop. This one doesn't say that, but this is very colorful, very rainbow, very psychedelic, man. Let's put a nose on it here. It's got a real faint citrusy aroma. Not much to write home about. This is a 4.5% alcohol by volume session IPA. We're pouring it down there, coming out really pale yellow. All these beers have been yellow, I think, except for the stout. They've all had that similar kind of look to them. And I'm getting about a finger of head here. A little bit off-white, a little bit towards that, shading towards that yellow. Put a nose on it. This is, okay, it's coming through a little bit more of like a pithy citrus aroma. Maybe a bit of a malty. What did I say this is? 4.5%. That is very much in the sessionable IPA wheelhouse. Let's try it out. Cheers. Very light, crisp mouthfeel. I'm like already in my head. The gears are spinning. They're grinding on each other. This, I was trying to think of the American IPA because the American IPA tasted more like a malty, kind of like a watered down Two Hearted. This one kind of has a little bit of that malty quality, but it also has a little bit more of this kind of grassy, kind of citrusy feel to it. The maltiness is in there. It's just not quite as pronounced. It hangs out really in the background, in the kind of in the bottom part of the flavor. It has that bit of a grassiness. It has a bit of that, like I said, that kind of pithy, citrusy note that I was getting on the nose. This being 4.5%, all these beers so far, I want to say the highest has been like right around 5.5%. I think the session not the session IPA, the American IPA may have been 6%, maybe 6.5%. So I feel like I've just gotten back on the horse to drinking beer because I was off for a few months because of this back issue that I've had. But now that I'm drinking beer, I'm trying to build my tolerance to it. And this sessionable IPA helps, but the advent calendars kind of help too because they've been really low ABV, so I can have a beer and be like, okay, I feel pretty good about this. With this session IPA, definitely a session IPA, right? It's very light. Nothing to write home about. It's not going to knock your socks off. There's really nothing that it does that's really crazy or that really is outside of the box. It's just a very light IPA. I feel like I've said this on multiple videos now. I feel like this is like the non-offensive getting somebody into craft beer gift box that you would give to somebody. Like, hey, you're trying to get into craft beer, right? Here's 24 different beers. Just try these. You might find one you like, and that's probably not a bad philosophy to take. reaches a wider audience. It's not so hardcore like the Kalia box that I've done in the past is all lagers, so it's very one note. So it's nice that this is a change of pace, but we'll see how maybe day 7, maybe from 7, maybe we'll get a barrel aged stout in there somewhere. I always joke about that and it never comes, but hey, you never know. Maybe we'll get a real hardcore beer in here, something that the hardcore beer drinkers will like, and maybe something that'll just blow me away. But you got to come back for day number 7. We'll be a full week into this thing. We'll be able to figure out some fractional amount into the month. I probably won't know tomorrow either, but come back tomorrow, check me out. Until next time, this has been the Aldi Beer Advent Calendar. This has been a Session IPA, 4.5%. Remember, drink craft beer, support your local breweries, and until next time, don't forget to treat yourself to a little draft therapy, and come back tomorrow. We'll see what's in store for day number 7. Cheers.